Today I'm trying out Tony Hawk Ride. Now, like the rest of Tony's games, it does involve a bit of skateboarding. Unlike all the others though, you don't use one of these to control your little man on a board. You use this. And yes, it's exactly what it looks like. You use it just like a skateboard. So you can ollie, nollie, tail grab, kick flip, and all those other skateboardy things you might want to do. Stick that in your half pipe and smoke it. Now, the easiest way to demonstrate this is probably to see it on the floor in action. Right, so let's take a closer look at the board. Now, for starters here, there's all the usual boring controller buttons, which to be honest, you really shouldn't need. And there's a big start button here that you give a good kick to when you need to go. And you also notice that there are 4 of these sensors, one on each side. They're infrared sensors. They're for doing the grab trick, so you can just put a hand down there, or when you're pushing along, it notices your foot going past and you get a bit of speed. But inside the board, which you can't actually see, there are a couple of accelerometers just like you'd find in a Wiimote, and these are what sense the motion and what makes it really work. So you can feel when the board is tilting, so you steer left or right, and you can do tricks like an ollie or a nollie and other things like that, as well as the yaw of the board for doing a few more advanced ones. But that's enough talk. I think really you should see it in action. The best place to start is probably with a bit of learning from the master himself. So there are some training videos on there to get you started with all the tricks. Board control, speed session, trick session. These sort of things that tell you how to do the simple things as well as the slightly more complicated things in the game. So for instance, here is instruction on how to do an ollie, the essential trick that you really need to master before you can do anything else. Look at those yellow shoes. Of course, as any skater knows, it's also very important to know which foot you want in front. So whether you're goofy or regular. So today, I'm goofy. Now, there are 3 modes you can select from: casual, confident, or hardcore. Now, much as I'd like to go straight into hardcore, I'm going to start off with casual, because to be honest, I'm not much of a boarder, but I'll give it a go. Right. As well as levels of difficulty, you've also got different sort of challenges. You've got speed, which is fairly self-explanatory. You race to get the fastest time, as it says there. Tricks, so it's all about getting the highest scores. Challenge, you get a series of tricks and things to do, and you have to then complete them in order to get through to the next level. And of course, free skate, where you can go wherever you like, have a bit of an explore, and test your newfound skills. Well, I don't like to be constrained by rules and regulations, so I'm going to go for a free skate. Right, well, I'm not sure I'm exactly a pro yet, but I think it's time to play with some other people as well. I'm going to head upstairs and see how I fare. See you later.